I hate to say this, but even Tom Brady's team passed on Shedeur at 6. Reportedly, Brady was involved in the Raiders' draft decisions.
I wasn't a part of any evaluation process or to
Skip Bayless
see
says
that.
otherwise.
No, well, everyone's got that's the problem with media is everyone can just say whatever the fuck they want.
Brady did mentor and did help coach Shedeur beginning in high school.
Oh my God! Damn, that was good.
What happened, Tom? Why did he go so late in the draft?
It's a good question.
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times channel.
So here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And I want to go ahead and chime in on a situation that a lot of you already know about. Tom Brady coming out and saying that he doesn't know why Shedeur Sanders wasn't drafted higher.
What happened, Tom? Why did he go so late in the draft?
It's a good question. I wasn't a part of any evaluation process or to
Skip Bayless
see
says
that.
otherwise.
No, well,
Now, a lot of us may or may not believe Tom Brady when he says this, but one thing's for certain, there's one thing that he didn't do. And I think about a situation that Monique had with Tyler Perry, in which she thought she was being blackballed by Hollywood, and she thought that Tyler Perry had something to do with it. And I remember what 50 Cent said.
Like, nah, I never told no one not to work with him. And I said, but you Tyler Perry, and you never told anyone to.
And so a lot of times, like 50 Cent put it, when you're in a position of power, in a position of influence, it's not what you say, but a lot of times it's what you don't say. And Tom Brady was somebody that's been working with Shedeur Sanders since he's been in high school.
Oh my God! Damn, that was good.
And so who would know better about an individual's character, about an individual's work ethic, and all the little intricacies that go into being a quarterback? Who would know better? And some of you might say or suggest that maybe Tom Brady just didn't think he was that good. Well, if that's the case, if he's a mentor to Shedeur Sanders like he has been.
First of all, he loves you to life, and I'm just thinking about the moments when you was on the field with him and just showing him, just showing him little things, and he took all that stuff to heart, everything you do, everything you say, and you have no idea how many times I use you to get on his butt.
If he's that kind of a mentor, then he should have been honest with Shedeur Sanders. Tell him, hey, I don't think you're a first round pick. I don't think you're a second round pick. I think these are the things that you need to work on. And when he was asked a question like that, why didn't Shedeur Sanders go in the first round, or why did Shedeur Sanders slide all the way to the 5th round? He could have said that. He could have said, hey, I told Shedeur, these are the things that he needed to work on in order to improve his game. But he didn't say that. He went the other way. He said, I don't know, which suggests he thought Shedeur Sanders was good enough to go in the first round, and that perhaps he does know the real reason why Shedeur Sanders didn't go in the first round. Somebody that didn't shy away from the question, a real friend.
Maybe you should just go to a different country, start our own football league, turn it up. Nah, brother. We can be the LeVar Ball of this shit.
I love the NFL, bro.
Yeah, the money ain't the same, gang.
I love the NFL, bro.
I love the NFL too.
You say you want to start your own league.
What we done? You about how long you want to play? What's the max? 18?
Until God tell me.
Okay, me too. So when God call us home from playing football, I say me and you go do our own stuff.
A friend that we all need. Cam Ward, the number 1 pick taken overall by the Tennessee Titans, when he was asked the same question, he didn't shy away from it.
You worked with Shedeur with him as well. What kind of bond did you develop with Shedeur? And second part of that question, how surprised are you that he wasn't picked in the first round?
I created a special relationship with him, especially me first getting to know him 5 years ago when I started working with him when I was at UIW. But it did surprise me because he's a good quarterback. He doesn't get a lot of the credit that he deserves, especially the plays that he made in Colorado. A lot of quarterbacks in the country are making those plays. So when he gets his opportunity, I'm pretty sure it'll happen soon today. He'll make sure he'll make plays on the field when he gets a chance.
And that's how a real friend is supposed to answer that question. The easy thing for Cam Ward to do would have been to sugarcoat that answer like Tom Brady did. And this is coming fresh off of being taken #1 overall by the Tennessee Titans. He's not papered up like that. He comes from a working class family. He doesn't have all the endorsements like that. And so the easy answer for Cam Ward would have been to brush it off and to play dumb like Tom Brady. But no, he gave a legit answer. Shedeur Sanders should have been taken higher. He's undervalued. And when he gets his opportunity, he's going to come through. He's going to show everybody. That's in essence what he said. And he answered it like he was supposed to. And so shout out to Cam Ward. And it looks like the Tennessee Titans got themselves a good quarterback, because that's a sign of a good leader. When you can tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Even when people don't want you to tell the truth, you can still stand tall and speak like you're supposed to speak. Confidently, boldly, and unafraid. And even somebody who's Tom Brady's #1 fan, he's always had the pom-poms on from Tom Brady. Even Mr. Skip Bayless had to tell the truth.
So then Deion Sanders told me on my Skip 101 show that he did call the head coach of that team whose quarterback coach blasted Shedeur, and that the head coach told Deion, according to Deion, that Shedeur did not come across as brash and arrogant in their interview with him at the Combine. I have never seen anything in my almost 50 years of covering the National Football League like what the National Football League just did to Shedeur Sanders. And you want to know what a whole lot of teams were saying behind closed doors? They were saying F Deion and F his son. How dare him compare himself and his situation with his son to the first family of football, to the beloved Mannings, to Father Archie, to sons Peyton and Eli. How dare him? F that. F you, Deion. We don't do business that way.
And so absolutely, no doubt about it. Anybody that's looking at this with an unbiased eye and that actually watched Shedeur Sanders play at Colorado knows that he was a first-day pick, and at the very least a second-day pick. And to act like it doesn't matter where you go, to act like he should just be satisfied with getting drafted wherever he got drafted and whenever he got drafted is ludicrous, because it matters where you go.
The executives in Cleveland, the coaching staff in Cleveland obviously did not want Shedeur. Cleveland was the worst place Shedeur could go, the single worst place. Deion orchestrated Shedeur all the way to Cleveland in the 5th round. Ha, 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 ha. I can hear them now. They're just echoing in my psyche. It just makes me sick.
I was 199.
Yeah.
So who could speak on it better than me? Like what that really means. Use it as motivation. You're going to get your chances. Go take advantage of it. So
if it didn't matter where you went, why did John Elway's father threaten to hold out? Threaten for John Elway to go play baseball if he wasn't drafted to a certain team? Why did Eli Manning's father threaten to hold out as well if Eli Manning wasn't drafted by the Giants? And Tom Brady should know better than anybody else, because if Tom Brady got drafted by a different team, any other team than the Patriots at the time, let's say he got drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals, we wouldn't know who Tom Brady was, because the numbers that he was putting up wasn't that great. And that was in his second year. He actually had a year to sit. And so in his second year, when he got his opportunity, he was able to put up pedestrian numbers and hand the ball off and rely on his defense. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, but times have changed. Quarterbacks come in, and from day one, even if you're a #1 overall pick, you're expected to produce from day one. And so Shedeur Sanders coming in as the 5th round pick to the Cleveland Browns, they have no commitment to him. He really has to come in and do something that really hasn't been done in the modern era. And that's be a stud star quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And if he's not, guess what? The Cleveland Browns are going to be on the clock again with a top 5 pick. And now it's Archie Manning time. And so, yeah, he does have an opportunity, but it's not the same opportunity that you had. And Tom Brady is somebody that's smart enough to understand that. But that's my take on it anyways. Make sure you guys go ahead and try to keep that conversation going on below as you usually do. And if you haven't hit that like button yet, make sure you go ahead and do that as well. And if you're not new to the channel and you've been enjoying the content on this channel so far, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. And as usual, peace and chaos.